Have you ever made a small mistake that ended up costing you way more than you thought? Well, that happened to me recently and I really didn't expect it. So let's talk about it. Hey friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Nabil and today I want to share a little story with you. Something that started off as an honest mistake and then turned into a pretty stressful experience. If you are new to content creation like me and using a Sony camera with a flip out screen, then you really need to hear what I'm about to say. So here's what happened. When doing a recording, I usually keep my camera display screen open as it helps the camera breathe and stay cool. I also keep the camera's heat shutoff setting at high so it doesn't turn off mid-shoot, and this is a pretty standard practice from what I have seen other creators do. So I usually shoot my videos in 4K 10-bit S-Log3 and I keep my clips short like 5 to 15 minutes. But this time I was planning a longer shoot. I had the camera plugged in for charging with no dummy battery and I forgot to open my camera's display screen. Hey guys, just to clarify, when I say I forgot to flip open the LCD screen, this is what I mean. So I was recording the session with this display screen like this, so it was closed. And when I say to flip it open, this is how you flip it open. Sometimes when you flip it open, it helps you in your composition and also to dissipate heat. Again, this is how I was recording the video. Display screen was like this. So let's get back into the video. About 30 minutes in, I heard a beep. I looked over and the camera had shut down. The screen was black and there was no signal. I touched the camera body. It felt kind of hot, and that's when I realized that I forgot to open the LCD screen. I tried turning it back on, but nothing happened. No display, no response, and this made my stomach sink. For a second, I thought my camera was done. It's gone. And if you create content, you know how scary that moment is when your camera actually stops working on you. Anyways, I tried everything, turning it off and on, removing the battery, but nothing helped. Then I looked through the camera viewfinder and thankfully I got the signal. It was a huge sigh of relief, believe me. The camera itself was okay, but the LCD screen was completely gone. So I jumped online, searched through Reddit, YouTube, trying to find a solution. I tried all the suggestions like firmware update, factory reset, but nothing worked. Although I was able to use an external monitor, which did help for a bit, but using it every time just didn't feel right. So eventually I had to send it in for a repair. I took it to an authorized Sony repair center and not anywhere else, just because this was my very first camera and I did not want to take any chances. After a couple of days, they got back to me with an estimate. So here's the costly part. The screen replacement was around $130. Labor was like $140, and with tax, I ended up paying just over 300 Canadian dollars. Yes, all because I didn't flip open the screen. Well, it wasn't just that one honest mistake. I also had the auto power off temperature set to high, was recording a long session in 4K 10-bit with a flat profile, which really makes the camera heat up fast, and I wasn't using a dummy battery. All of that made things worse. But if I had simply kept the screen open, the LCD screen probably wouldn't have been damaged. I know it sounds like a lot of mistakes, but trust me, this can happen to anyone. So I got the camera back in about a week and everything is working fine since then. Still, this whole thing taught me two big lessons. First, always flip open the LCD screen, especially during your long recordings, as it really helps with the cooling. And if you are planning longer sessions, use a dummy battery. It keeps things more stable. And second, turn off the anti-dust function in your Sony camera. For those of you who don't know what anti-dust function is, it's an option in your camera which by default is turned off, but you can turn it on by going into the menu. What it does is, each time you close your camera, your shutter will also close to avoid any dust particle going into the sensor. I always had it on, but the repair guy told me it actually wears out the shutter over time. So now I'm keeping it off unless I really have to keep it on for some reason. So yeah, this was something I went through and I wanted to share it just in case it helps someone else. If you are still here, thanks for watching all the way through. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll try to answer them. And if you are just starting out as a content creator, let me know what challenges you are facing. I would love to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next one.